Hey guys, in this video we're going to go over how we think anyone can plan an out-of-state turkey hunt, because it can be a whole lot of fun and it can be a pretty cheap hunt as well, which is nice because a lot of out-of-state hunts are pretty pricey and this is how the money goes. But I mean, we did our Nebraska Miriam turkey hunt last year. We were both successful in 3 days. A lot of turkeys out there.
We've never
super
stepped
pretty
foot.
birds. Some gorgeous country, and that type of experience can be had in any state. So we wanted to make this video and let you know our experience and how we think you can go about planning it pretty easily, really. And so, like I said, it's a cheap hunt. Our tags were like 115 each or something like that.
Yep.
And then we stayed in a tent.
We used what we had from our dad had a bunch of gear that it was just laying around the house, so we used an old tent that he had, and then obviously you had to pay for gas and food. And I think in total, even with tag prices, it came out to under $500 for both of us. Yeah. That's including everything. So, and we did it in 4 days, getting round trip, driving out, driving back, and we killed birds.
11-hour drive from here.
Yeah. So yeah, it can be done, and it was a lot of fun to do.
So now to go into how we planned it, I want to first start off by saying we were going to go on a bear hunt last spring during this same week, but things fell apart. There was a lot of snowpack up there, and we didn't end up making it out there. So we ended up being like, a month out, and we wanted, just like, okay, let's go on a turkey hunt.
But neither of us were looking super hard into it.
No, it was kind of just laid back. All right, we're going turkey hunting. And then it's like, what do you want to hunt? We want to hunt Miriams. Where can you hunt Miriams that's closest to us?
Over-the-counter tag.
Figure out the proximity to you. Get an over-the-counter tag. Look into the regulations. We can hunt Miriams in the northwest part of Nebraska. Really pretty country out there. And over-the-counter. We're like, sweet.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. And figured out it'd be like an 11-hour drive. And so then I think
I got sick.
Yeah.
So we had to postpone the trip because I was feeling like crap. I remember that because I had to go to the doctor. But
we literally didn't even have a place picked out until about 2 days before. And like the number one tip for planning out-of-state hunts that I have is get onX maps.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's literally so essential. It can prevent a lot of
wasted time,
money, and everything like that. It's not even that expensive to begin with, so if it can save you time, that's going to be worth it. But you know all the public land, so you know where to go. It'll show campsites, it can show parking lots, trails, all the different types of public lands, the terrain, there's aerial views and everything like that. Historical wildfire areas. We actually our like number 2 spot that we ended up,
we flipped a coin. I'm pretty sure
we pretty much flipped a coin. We were on the way out there, and we either wanted to go to this one unit or we wanted to go to this one that was farther but had a little bit more public land around it. And we were like, okay, well, maybe we'll stop on the way out there, but we never ended up doing it along this closer one. Turns out we found out from other turkey hunters that were hunting the public land that we ended up settling on, that thing was basically burned to the ground in a wildfire.
And there's
onX, and there's no turkeys there, so no place for them to roost or anything. And it turns out, and onX Maps has a historical wildfire layer, and so now they have that, and we could have prevented that, and you could too. So onX Maps is literally like the number one tip that I have.
Yeah, everybody says that, and everybody gets tired of people recommending it, but I mean,
it's not.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, if they didn't let us use the maps,
you'd have a subscription.
I'd buy it anyway.
And also, another good resource that you have, especially if you don't have onX Maps, I think it's really essential to call the local wildlife biologist. We didn't do this for the Nebraska turkey hunt.
I did, but I didn't get a response.
Okay, well, hopefully you'll get a response. I actually talked to like 3 or 4 different ones out in Montana when we were planning the bear hunt,
which we're doing
last
this year.
spring, and I still use that information to pick a location. But usually they're really nice. Just explain to them what you're doing. They're gonna love it, and just be friendly. Usually they can tell you general areas of where the population is really good. Ask about how the recent hatches have been going. If they've been having terrible hatches, then you're not going to want to waste your time, and you might want to go somewhere else. And usually, or winter kill, predators, stuff like that. They'll know all of this stuff usually, and they'll usually point you in the right direction. You don't have to ask for a specific point on the maps per se, but general areas and pieces of public land and stuff like that.
Right.
They're going to be able to point you in the right direction, and then from there you can study Google Earth if you don't have onX, I guess. But
right.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to point out with calling a biologist is make sure you have everything that you want answered in front of you on a notepad. That way you're not sitting there calling these guys, multiple different times throughout a week or a day. Just make sure you understand their time is valuable, and they have other people that are probably calling them to get more information about a unit or a species. So make sure that you really respect their time. You don't, like you said, do not just sit there and ask for places to hunt. They don't really want to do that, and that's going to do you no good, because if he told other people where to go and said hunt this general basin of a mountain range, right? Everybody's going to go there that called, and it's not going to be any good anymore. So just get like a big general overview, like you said, and then just develop your own plan on top of that. Then a lot of people watch the hunting public, and they talk about campgrounds that they go to. They want to make sure they have water, food, blah, blah, blah. But I was looking into more on the sense of, can you camp at specific WMA locations?
Right.
So I made sure to go through online and make sure that it was legally okay to go through and camp on, specific areas. And you can go in and you can pay for, campsites and have water and electricity and all that. But we were trying to keep it as low cost as possible. So we just figured it out on the website that you can camp on certain WMAs in Nebraska. And from there, we just were living out of our truck.
Just in the grass parking lot, and we had jugs of water and stuff like that.
And to charge our phones or our cameras, we would just turn the truck on and let the truck run, and we'd charge it that way. So it was, anybody can do it that way. But if I do it again, I'd be happy that we have our solar battery bank.
Oh, yeah.
That would actually help us right now. But I wanted to point that out, because camping can be a big struggle to figure out, okay, but where can I camp? You can look it up online and you can figure it out, but you can also use onX. They show the locations of a lot of, I think, paid. Sometimes they're not paid.
It's like developed, I'd call it, developed campgrounds, and then they'll show you pretty much every parking lot as well.
Right. So it's just up to what you want to do and kind of how you want to hunt. But for us, we kind of just were roughing it for that trip. I think that's going to cover up for a majority of the things that we looked for when we planned our own Nebraska out-of-state turkey hunt this year.
If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. We answer literally every single comment on our channel. We don't have 100,000 subscribers, so we have time to do it. And it's one of the benefits of interacting with us is we can reply to every single comment. So make sure if you have any questions, post them down below, and it'll be really helpful, I think, rather than try to cover every single little thing that we can think of. Just let us know.
And maybe if you drop it in the comments, then we can answer it in future videos too.
Yep.
But my biggest thing with it is to literally just do it. Just plan a hunt and do it. If it's a turkey hunt out of state, just do it. Because we were talking a bunch of times this year, like one of our biggest highlights from the 2018 hunting season was the Merriam turkey hunt. And just because it was so much fun, and we kept
so pretty.
Yeah, it was pretty new country. It was just a new experience, and we were able to do it for such a low cost. And like we talked about in the video, we have all these public lands that we barely ran into people out there. So if there's a lot of people that aren't utilizing these public lands, and if there's legislation in Iowa right now to take out some of the grants for awarding new public land pieces. And these legislations are coming up because of hunter numbers and hunter recruitment are just dropping and dwindling. So my biggest thing is just go out there and try it with a species like turkeys, where they're vocal animals. It seems to be easier to do to go out and hunt them, whereas with like whitetail, you kind of have to guess and try that way. But I just wanted to point that out, that just get out there and do it, and you'll have a lot of fun. So
especially with Merriams, those son of guns just gobble their faces off.
Yeah, I love Merriam turkey hunting. So hopefully we'll get to go back out and hunt Merriams again in the next couple of years. We probably won't be able to do it this year, but it's a really fun experience, and hopefully we can add to our collection of different species too. So with that, we're going to wrap it up. Thanks for watching, and if you guys want to see more content from us, please subscribe and make sure you hit the notification bell.
Thanks, dude.
Hey. Oh, yeah. Yeah, didn't see my big Jake here, did ya? He was hiding behind this little guy there. Hashtag Jake Slayer. This is my first Jake, by the way.
Yeah, but it was cool because you freaking spot and stalked a turkey.
Yeah,
I never heard of that
awesome.
being done. That was freaking sweet.
Yeah, that was a good day.
And there was 3 of them.